5 minutes.
Yeah, that's a really good explanation of the flow of events there. We're going to dig in to a few of those moments a little deeper now. With me now is Senior Chief Law Enforcement and Intelligence Analyst John Miller. John, this is Officer Wilk's body cam. I'm just going to play this for a second more and freeze it almost right away. The first thing I want to point out to people is the guns. Officer Wilk is carrying a handgun, Officer Galloway the long gun. The importance there.
So this is the Glock 17. It has a 15-round capacity. This is what Officer Wilk has been trained on in the police academy. He's just 4 tours of duty out of there. CJ has the Colt M4 patrol rifle. That's a 30-round magazine firing essentially military rounds, 7.62 type rounds. Ironically, this is the same weapon that the shooter inside has, but they don't know that yet.
And that is their expert. Welcome to another installment of the Connecticut Gun Bench. Today's video is brought to you by P.A.N. Firearms, LLC. P.A.N. Firearms, your NRA certification and multifaceted gun training. You can reach us at 203-300-6343 or use our website at www.panfirearmsllc.com. As always, there'll be a link in the description box below. And if you like my channel and like to support my content, you can do so with the links in the description box. Everything is appreciated. But let's talk about this. Now, we know it's going to be a little different here, but we know what happened in Nashville. That was March 28th. And what just recently happened in Louisville, Kentucky. But what these two events are showing us is a difference in the way that they're reported in the media and handled by our so-called leaders. Just realize Today of this date of this is April 13th. It has been 16 days and we have yet to see the manifesto of the shooter in Nashville. We know there's a manifesto. They said there's a manifesto. They said they were reading the manifesto, but where is it? In comparison, think of what happened in Buffalo, New York. That manifesto was out within 24 hours. We had that manifesto. You can read the manifesto. Everybody had it. But we are now 16 days deep into that shooting with a manifesto, and we have not seen. We have not seen it. Why not? I'll tell you why not. Because this manifesto does not fit the comfortable narrative that the press and the left like to use when these events happen. This is kind of like a fly in the, a chink in the works, if you want to call it that. This is a problem for them. That's why we're not seeing it, because it was a hate crime. He specifically picked out a school of Christians and attacked it. It's obviously a hate crime, but they're hiding it. Why? Because it doesn't fit their established narrative. The Buffalo shooters manifesto was out 24 hours later because it fit the narrative, the white supremacist. Even though this guy clearly said he was a leftist authoritarian and he did not like Tucker Carlson. But hey, he's a right-wing, white supremacist because it fits comfortably in a narrative. That's what the problem is here. Same thing with the Louisville, Kentucky shooter. Now we're finding out that he was actually a leftist. And the biggest thing I want to come back to with the Louisville shooting is that the employee's handbook for that bank said that you cannot have a firearm in the building. Notice that didn't work out too well, did it? This guy obviously did not follow the rules. But if you remember, by going back to Nashville, the day it came out, Biden came out, was supposed to come out and speak about what happened concerning specifically that shooting, and he said he made jokes.
Bill, I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm told that the president is just approaching the podium now in the East Room of the White House.
My name is Joe Biden. I'm Dr. Joe Biden's husband. And I ate Jenny's ice cream, chocolate chip. I came down because I heard there was chocolate chip ice cream. By the way, I have a whole refrigerator full upstairs. You think I'm kidding? I'm not. God. Ben, how are you, pal? one of the best guys in the United States Congress, Ben Cardin. Folks, it's a delight to have you all here. And who are those good-looking kids back there? They're your kids, all four of them? Well, stand up, guys.
John, we'll jump back in here. Considering the moment,
we were told that the
shooting that just happened left 3 children dead, 3 adults dead, shooters dead, and we were told he would be addressing this off the top.
Yeah, it's rather surprising. I thought that a somber President Biden would have come to the podium here and addressed this school shooting. He's yucking it up with the crowd at the East Room. So why don't we dump out of this, and when the president decides that he's going to address this, we'll jump back into it.
So then, since then, and I believe it was 2 or 3 days later, they had the Transgender Day of Visibility, where once again, this Nashville shooting has literally come down to the shooter being the victim and the people that were killed were the perpetrators. They've literally flipped the script on that shooting, and it's bizarre to watch. They used a little bit to get the little gun control, to push a little gun control. You heard Biden talking about, you've passed my assault weapons ban. But they literally made the shooter the victim. And you saw it all over Twitter. And we had, the Day of Vengeance. But I'm telling you all this because I want you to see the game that they're playing. It's not about your safety. Every time they mention gun control, it's not about your safety. Look at the way that they're reporting these 2 incidences. I'm telling you, they're basically relying on the short attention span of the American public to forget about the manifesto of the Nashville shooter and just put it out of their minds, because when they move on to something else and make you, this is the newest thing to be outraged about. And so far, we have not heard anything. Louisville shooter, it was news, and now today I'm not hearing much about it. You got to be able to see the game that's being played. I know I'm coming a little bit off of my topic of my channel, but it really does come back to the core of freedoms. They use these events to take away rights from people who have done nothing under the guise of we're going to make things safer for other people, when it really doesn't, and they know it doesn't. Because every time these things happen, they ask for more gun control. But I just thought it was interesting how those 2 events, the 2 unfortunate recent events, have been played out in the media. Just keep in mind, Joe Biden has not gone to Nashville. He has not gone to Nashville. He hasn't been there. Kamala Harris went there to Nashville, but she didn't go there to meet the families and the victims. She didn't go there to do that. No, she went down there to support the 3 Democrat lawmakers who staged an insurrection at the Tennessee House at the Capitol. There was an insurrection. That's what the left tells us. The left tells us that when you hamper a government proceedings, that's an insurrection. Okay, then what they did in Tennessee was an insurrection. But she went down there to support them, and she didn't even mention the people who were killed. She didn't even go see them. Biden hasn't even been to see them either. See the game. See the game. Just try to get through the fluff and the garbage and see the game that they're playing. And it's a wicked game, and it's evil. But let's keep our eyes on the prize, keep focused on the ball, because ultimately, when they start to talk about taking away rights from people, especially when it comes to self-protection, they're not talking about your safety. Let's just be clear about that. It's not about your safety. But let me know what you think. As always, you can leave your comments in the comment section below. And as always, any statements of violence and statements that lead to violence will be removed. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you're notified the next time a video goes live. I will see you on the next one. Peace.